Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, Rebecca, Stu the Crew, and welcome back if you've been here before. I hope you guys have had a great week. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this tabletop display. It's a little Christmas tree farm. I love how it turned out. I've really just kind of been buying little things for Christmas crafting here and there at Dollar Tree and Dollar General, and I had some things and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try to put these together and see what I come up with, and this is what we came up with so far. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like I said, most items are found at Dollar Tree. One item is from Dollar General, and you do need something to cover your trees with. You could just use paint, but I used material from Hobby Lobby. So the supplies you're going to need, all these items right here are from Dollar Tree. You need 4 of these cat scratch boards. You're also going to need 1 pack of these wooden Christmas tree ornaments, 4 of the large wooden Christmas trees Dollar Tree is now selling, some dowel rods or some popsicle sticks, some craft sticks, and 4 large paint stirring sticks. You're also going to need some twine, 2 of these white chamois from the automotive section, 1 piece of ready foam board, and some of these metal brads. You're also going to need 1 garland wire tie, and then a pack of the copper LED wired lights. Optional is this little sleigh ornament and these little miniature Christmas trees I also purchased at the Dollar Tree, and 1 of these little chalkboard tags. Then to cover your tree, like I said, you could use paint or scrapbook paper. I used material that I found at Hobby Lobby. You're also going to need 1 of these cookie sheets from the Dollar Tree, some Mod Podge, and then some paint. So I painted the little Christmas trees white and added some, or green, and added some white detail to it. So you're going to need some paint brushes for that as well. You're going to need some scissors and an X-Acto knife, and then you also need some hot glue. From Dollar General, I purchased 1 of these placemats. They just started putting them out, so they should be easy to find, and they are only costing $1. You're also going to need some tape, and then I ended up needing 2 small wood blocks from the tower game or the Jenga game from Dollar Tree. So let's start crafting. So the first thing we're going to do is put together our base. So we're taking the cat scratch boards 2 at a time, and we're going to put these together. So I have used glue on these in the past, and it works. It holds it together just fine, but it does kind of separate the boards a little bit. And then if you're going to place something close to the center, it's hard to get it in depending on where the glue's at. So I'm just going to use this masking tape. You could also use painter's tape, packing tape. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see it when it's done. So wrap the 2 boards together on each end, set that aside, and then we're going to do the same thing to the second set. Once we have those done, we're going to lay them side by side to make a nice long base, and we're going to connect those again using the tape and then long ways. And as you can see, it's pretty sturdy here, but just to make sure, I'm going to put some longer brads in there right in the middle to help hold these together. And I used 3 of them all together. Now these are the longer brads. I found these at the Dollar Tree. I used 3, 1 at the top, 1 in the middle, 1 at the bottom, and then add a little bit of hot glue to make sure those stay in place. And it held up just nice. Now we're going to take these white shams and we're going to wrap our base to make it look like snow. I wish I would have thought ahead. I would have removed the trim that they did, like the little sewn trim around the edge, because I think it would have blended in a little bit better when I add the second piece. So if you make this, just think ahead. Go ahead and maybe take off that little sewn edge there so that you can't see where one starts and one ends. But what's nice about these shams is they wrap perfectly around these boards, and you can meet them right on the edge together to make a nice line so that it doesn't look sloppy, because it's nice to have a nice finished edge when you're all done. So I just match up the edges here, glue that all the way down as closely as I can to try to match up those seams, and then we're going to work on this edge here. So if you fold all of this over, it's too thick, and then when you flip it over to make it a stand, it doesn't sit right. So you want to take some of this bulk out. So just using my scissors, I'm going to cut some of this material off right here, and then leave the rest around the sides and the bottom. And what we're going to end up doing is wrapping this end kind of like you would a birthday present. So we're going to glue in those corners like that, and then we're going to put some more glue on that edge and fold it over, and then try to smooth it out as flat as possible, so when we flip this over, it will stand the way we need it to without being wobbly. So I just used my hot glue. You can also use hot glue. You can even sew this together if you wanted to. I didn't think that was necessary, but it is an option there. So I just fold this over and hold it in place as smooth as possible so that it will stand up nice once I flip these over. So then using my second sham, I'm just going to finish this edge here. As you can see the line there. That's why I wish I would have thought ahead to cut that edging off. So now we're going to attach our placemat to the foam board to give it some thickness and to help it stand up because it's not very sturdy on its own. So we're going to just take our X-Acto knife once we line it up and poke a hole in the four corners so that we can put our brads all the way through the placemat and the foam board. So like I said, you're going to do all four corners in the exact same way, and then once we have that done, we're going to cut around the placemat using our X-Acto knife so that we can remove the excess here. You can also kind of age your little brads here if you wanted to, put some black paint on it, or something to make it look a little rusty or something. That would be cute as well. So now we're going to go ahead and just use our X-Acto knife and follow the line of the placemat and then cut that off, and our foam board is done for now. Now we're going to cover the trees. Again, like I said, you can paint them if you want to. I used material, so I doubled it up so I can cut two at once, and I didn't want my squares straight up and down. I wanted them at an angle, which is why I positioned them the way that I did. So pay attention if you are using buffalo print. You do want to kind of make sure all the checks are going the same direction, or it kind of just looks a little crazy all over the place. Cut out 2 white and black and 2 red and black if you're using the buffalo plaid and doing it the way I did. And then we're going to cover the wooden trees here with the Mod Podge, and then lay our cutout material or scrapbook paper on top of the tree. And then I did go ahead and cover the material with another coat of Mod Podge and set that aside and let that dry for a little while. And that's the beginning part of the tree there. I actually used these scratch markers from Dollar Tree to color the edges in the back, but you can also paint yours with black paint if you wanted to, just to give it a nicer finish on the back. I also painted 4 paint stir sticks, 2 large craft sticks from Dollar Tree, and 3 small dowel rods from Dollar Tree, all black, so that they would have a nice finished edge and back. So now we're going to add some detail to the tree trunks now that they're dry. So taking our cookie sheets from Dollar Tree and an ink pen, we're just going to trace the tree trunks, and then we're going to cut that out of this cookie sheet, and then we're going to add this little metal detail to the bottom of the tree. So you're just going to use a little bit of hot glue on the tree trunk here, and then add that aluminum to that. It looks really cute when it's done. I love the added detail to the tree. It really turned out cute, giving it like a little bit of a metal accent to it. And what a cute idea just to use a cookie sheet of all things. So then I made some twine bows to glue to the top of all the big trees. I just wrapped the twine around 4 fingers 6 times, and then tie a little tie around the center of that to make those twine bows. So now that the black paint and everything has dried, I actually measured and marked the craft sticks so that they will sit even when I put these in the base. So you want to make sure you measure them so the trees in the front are sitting the same height and the trees in the back are sitting the same height. So that's why I marked them with a pen and glue them on in the same manner. Then I'm going to cover my little wooden trees with some green paint. I did trim up the wood at the top using a sharp pair of scissors because I wanted to cut the little stars off. I didn't want the stars at the top of those. And then I added some white detail to make it look like snow, and I did that to 4 different trees and then just set those aside to dry for a little while. Now we're going to add the sticks to the back of the sign here. I didn't paint these so you guys would be able to see the lines that I draw to measure how I'm going to glue this on. I line up that line right to the bottom edge of the sign, and that lets me know how deep to sit it in the stand. Then the glue, you're going to glue the dowel rods to the little trees or popsicle sticks. I did 2 shorter ones and 2 taller ones. And now we're going to put this whole thing together. So I've got my sign where I want it, and I'm going to mark it with a pen, and then take my X-Acto knife and just cut a nice straight line, and that's where I'm going to pop my sign in at. And you're going to do this for all the trees as well. Add a little bit of hot glue to those sticks before you pop it through to help hold it in, and then you're just going to pop those down in, and as you see, they go in actually pretty easy. And then I add a little bit of glue just to make sure it is going to stand up. I did the same to the tall trees in the back, and then I'm going to do the shorter trees in the front. Add my little bit of glue, and I did the same thing. I just cut a little hole in the stand and then popped those down in. Now the shorter trees stood up no problem. The taller trees, I was having a little bit of an issue getting those to stand just because of how tall they were. So I had to improvise. I used these little Jenga blocks to glue the trees to the sign. So I put a little bit of hot glue on that Jenga block, put it on the paint stir stick on the back of the sign, and then glued the tree to that, as you can see here. And I did that on both sides. Now taking our wire garland tie here, we cut that in little pieces to make it look like some grass popping up under each tree through the snow. I added the little Christmas trees on the dowel rods, and now we're going to put a little sign up in the back that says welcome using this little chalkboard. And we took a paint marker and just wrote the word welcome and some little snowflakes on there, and then tied the twine through the hole and made sure that twine was long enough to string between each of the tall trees in the back. Then I just used some hot glue to glue that on to hang that sign right in the center. And now we're going to wrap some LED copper wire lights around that as well. I added this little sleigh down at the bottom and some of these little miniature trees just to add some extra detail. And then as you can see here, it is all done. I just wrap the lights around the top of that twine at the top. Midnight helped me the whole time. He's even helping me edit, as you guys can see here. He's been very helpful. Let me tell you, today's been a lot of fun. So this is how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up and share it if you could. Please leave a comment. I read each and every one. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And here are some other videos from our channel that you might also enjoy. Have a great week.